Once I arrived at the university, I expected to be able to do cutting-edge research in my research field with fish, and it was very much realized. I had the opportunity here at the university to do exactly the type of research I wanted to do, and at the same time, I also got a chance to do some teaching of Icelandic students in a society where they haven't been, if I could say, contaminated by the traditional way of thinking, and it's been a real pleasure.
I didn't know much about nature. I heard it's nice, but then as soon as I got the first interview for the job, I started Googling it, and it was amazing, and I love the photos, and I'm very happy I decided for Iceland.
Well, I don't know much about the political things, but as far as the science is concerned, all you need is good researchers. So if you have good researchers, we can build up. So now currently we are in the 260 ranking. I'm sure that in 10 years we can come at 200. That's our aim. If you have good researchers, yes.
When I was 15 and I decided to be a geologist, I wanted to be a geologist because I was interested in volcanoes. So Iceland is an obvious place.
Because I think the question is not the influence it has on the working environment or the university itself, to have people coming from diverse backgrounds and diverse nationalities and diverse fields into the university. The thing is, it's vital. It's just in the definition of the university. It's the purpose of the university to invoke progress, to be progressive in that sense, and to create something new. And in that sense, like kind of support the society in growing. So we are here more or less to not completely free do new things or that, this or that, but we have a certain obligation of providing new angles on things and providing new things. And then it's of course the societies to choose what the society wants to adapt to. This knowledge was the driving force just for the development that has been here. And for our situation now, that we are able to hire people from all around the world to come and work here in a working environment which is attractive for them.
So of course international collaboration is really important for us, not only in forming interesting research projects but also in attracting grants from abroad. When we collaborate with international experts, we of course get access to, for instance, EU funding, and it provides a lot of research money in that sense. And also the international experts working in-house, they help us with the network abroad, so attracting good scientists from abroad is really important.
It's very important to have international people at the University of Iceland. I mean, science today is done in groups, usually in teams. These teams are usually international. So we do our research overseas in other countries with our collaborators, and then it's also important to get people here to do the same. And then just for the environment, the students also gain from having different views and different background and so on. And just to give you an idea is that I usually talk English at work because it's such an international place. And most of my students are foreign students. There's increasing number of academic staff that are foreigners. So I guess just the world is getting smaller and we have to somehow take part in that.
Iceland is a country that's quite exciting because it's a country that allows you to do quite interesting research at the university, and at the same time you have the opportunity to drive half an hour out of the city and you're in the middle of beautiful nature. So it has this very nice balance of interesting work and exciting free time, and at the same time also has quite a bit to offer to families, to parents, and so that's one of the reasons why I consider like Iceland as one of the places to move to within Europe, or even compared to Asia or to America also.
But I guess I couldn't wish for better, because people are so nice here. People are open, friendly, kind. Everything went very smooth when I moved here. I just moved here and it was so easy to move here. It's great to live here. I've been here for 2 years so far.
The University of Iceland has been a good workplace. As with many universities, I think it's fairly laissez-faire. They let you do what you want to do, as long as it's appropriate, of course, and as long as it's towards the greater good, and that's certainly what I've been doing.
In most of the countries, they change natural beauty or the nature to attract foreigners or tourists. Thereby, they get a hike in the tourism. But Iceland, we are blessed with natural beauty, a wonderful nature, but people don't want to spoil it or don't want to touch it. They want to keep it as it is.
I think the University of Iceland is a good place to work because at least what I can say about the Department of Geology, it is a very well-developed department. And there are people who are doing very high quality and active research. And I think that it is very important that many of these people are also teaching. So the students have very up-to-date knowledge when they get out of the university.
The university is quite nice as a workplace because it's very open in terms of the work environment, like in terms of being able to, as a researcher especially, to do your own line of research, to be very much responsible for your own teaching, to be able to implement your own teaching ideas. So I found especially the Department of Computer Science to be very open to ideas in teaching, to also integrating different ways of teaching, different technologies for teaching. So that's something that's very rewarding also, to be able to do your own thing.
When my parents were visiting a year ago, I took them to my workplace just so that they can see how well I'm treated here.
I haven't seen a single person who can't speak English. So we speak English, and the collaboration and everything we could do in English. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to collaborate with everyone. No problem at all. That's all I will say. So the working conditions are really good. That is almost like I'm in the UK, I will think.
Iceland has been phenomenal. I've loved every aspect of it. Obviously, I love the nature. I love the ability to go out and see the volcanoes and the glaciers and the nature. But also, I just love the ability to be in a country where they're technologically advanced and yet with relatively few people. It's been very nice.
I think the university is very good, very high in standards. They're working a lot on getting higher in standards as well. It's been improving more and more. I could notice that in the last 2 years, and they are investing a lot of money into research, which is, I think, also very good. They're actually combining research and teaching, like investing a lot of money in both of those, because those are the main things the university needs: good teaching skills and good research.
I would definitely recommend people to work at the University of Iceland because it's a school that's not a small school. It's quite large with a number of students enrolled, but at the same time it feels like it's still a very agile school where you can still make a difference, where you can change things, where you can have an influence. It's not a school with very encrusted structures where things happen the same way since 10 years or so. So I think it's something where you have like a very good ratio of students to teachers, where you have a small enough administration that will really help you work and don't just administer themselves, and where you have a curiosity about new approaches and about doing things in an innovative way.
I would recommend Iceland to everybody. I am actually recommending it to everybody already because I love the atmosphere here. I love how people are treating others here, and it's just such a nice place to be.